The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast.
Is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, DaddyDWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven.
And new intern, X Bacon Gaming.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Do you guys ever look in the mirror when you're driving or if you're in the bathroom and like try to pluck out random gray hairs?
I embrace them.
Oh, hello. And DaddyDWALLY here, and welcome to The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Joining me as always is the co-host, Chipotle Bear, Jose Martinez. How are you?
You know, I'm great, man. It's testing week at school, so we had like SAT yesterday, PSAT today. So busy days of like lots of stuff, but actually some nice time to work. And the weather's been beautiful. We actually got some new patio furniture, a nice little fire pit. Like we are really pumped for summer, man. So I'm doing really well. Hopefully the viewers out there also like our new stream screen. For those that don't know or are curious what's on the side there, we have the sub count, which is currently 113, which is great. We also have a number of Popeye's chicken sandwiches consumed by the crew here. We are at 77, and breakfast burritos consumed as well. Good old 20. Dan hopefully will be adding to that total for us soon, as well as our compatriot Bubble Boy and Seven in the corner, who is always with us in spirit. So I'm doing great, bud. Happy to be here.
Yeah, still hasn't escaped the darkness, apparently. We don't know what's going on with Bubble Boy. Just like we don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers, to be fair. We still don't know where he's going.
A fair statement, bud.
Maybe that's what's going on. This is incredible, by the way. Am I responsible for those 20 breakfast burritos? What do you have on there?
No, I'm like 5 or 6 of them, but you're a healthy amount of them for sure.
Incredible. And joining me, oh, I forgot to say, guys, I will be snacking on these bad boys. Does anyone know what this is? Can you take a look at this and tell me what you think this is?
Pork rinds?
Nope.
Tamarind.
Oh, dried mango.
Dried mango. There you go. Bacon. Freaking fantastic. And speaking of bacon, joining us as always is the intern to the co-host, X Bacon Gaming. How are you?
Gentlemen, from this point forward, I wish to be referred to as the Zava of podcasting.
That's a great choice.
So you're just gonna disappear on us and just
call me Zava.
Retire? So you're retiring.
You can be who you want to be.
And go run an avocado farm? Cool. Spoilers. Shout out to Deja Vu. Deja Vu, you better be getting some suicides in and some jumpers in, because we got a game this Sunday. Guys, let's jump into some huge TNC shoutouts, Jose. And speaking of our new sub count over there, we have to give a huge TNC shout out to Chris Shank for subscribing to this channel. I believe he's a friend of those.
Yeah, Shank the Tank, bud. He's a fellow podcaster himself at one point.
Have I met Shank the Tank? Oh, I know who Shank is. Okay,
yeah,
there's with the food reviews. Was he at all the bachelor activities?
Not my things, but he's been around for a while. He might have been at Chance's, yeah.
Okay, and then Jerry Manoska for subscribing, BKH Retro, and Chris Rutherford. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. And speaking of BKH Retro, he wrote on my ultimate clean setup video, he wrote, pretty cool setup. I'm not sure if you would want to or not, but just my thoughts on the older systems, I'd get a CRT TV to hook him up to.
He couldn't lift it. That's the problem.
He's not working out enough. Cool addition to your gaming setup. And I responded to him basically what I said. Thank you so much, BKH Retro. Yes, I know CRT TVs are cool again, and they're, everyone loves them for that Sony Triniton for their gaming monitors. You get the deep blacks, you get an instant response time. I get it. They're very cool. I have no space to have one of those monitors. I would simply be happy hooking it up somehow to my OLED and get those deep blacks, play on there. I know it's not going to look the same. It's never the same. I get that. But then I could stream and game at the same time. So maybe down the road. And I also said that if anyone's going to get a CRT TV, which I think he already does, it's my brother. He's all about the 60s. He might have one of those Mad Men giant TV cases in his house. So thank you so much, BKH Retro. Also, huge shout out to Bacon for participating in the chat as well. Gentlemen, before we jump into the news, because I don't even know if I really want to talk about the news this week. I received a mysterious package on my front porch. And here, I'll just show it to you guys.
Did we check it for white powder? That's my concern.
Negative, because if someone's going to do that to me, that's messed up.
That is messed up.
It says 4 at DaddyDWALLY. And keep in mind, this is all in old school 4th grade cursive right here.
It's pretty solid.
Okay. And it says hashtag save it for the show. Of course, the famous slogan that I always tell Bacon and Jose, sometimes Bacon sends it in our nerd chat. And I'm just like, dude, just save it for the show. We'll talk about it in the show.
I've got things to say.
So that's my first tip off. I immediately thought this is something from Bacon. And then there's more evidence coming in that, his wife was doing testing this week. So I'm sure she probably had a little bit extra off time, Jose, because I know you're not testing the whole day. Maybe kids get out early.
I had to. I was in the extended time hallway. I just wanted you to know that.
So there's a possibility, Bacon's wife now had time to get out, get some fresh air, drop this off. Also, another tipping point. This is a Chewy box. And I know Bacon has pets. Okay, and I know that Bacon has a disposable income since he doesn't have kids, so he probably shops at Chewy to get more stuff for animals. Because
how would I know? How would I know where you live? I don't even know where you live.
You can easily get that from Jose, who also works.
Bacon, we know you're hacking the mainframe with your 4090 over there, so don't worry about it.
That's fair. That is fair. I am in the Matrix.
Here we go. Should we open the box now or save it?
Yes, we should.
Save it for the show.
Okay, so immediately I noticed upon opening this that there's this giant yellow concoction popping out of the box.
That was a big peep.
It couldn't fit. Okay, well, this is a little creepy, guys. I got to get this on the camera. We've got one of those terrifying font random letter where you like cut out the letters from magazines. It says the greatest snack ever. Sorry. This time of year, DWALLY on the Nerd Chat, episode 90. And I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. Peeps
you're a little wrong.
Fan freaking tastic. Actually, Brooke and I, shout out to my daughter Brookie, we're enjoying some Peeps just not too long ago. And then, it says sparkle on, Daniel. Oh my God. See, now that's throwing me off. Is this from... Okay, so Jose's got a little bit of a grin there, so he knows this has got to be from Claire to Square Founty. Now it's getting.
I was
really
laughing
crazy.
About the.
My God, you guys, this is an incredible care package. It keeps getting better. And better.
There's a lot of work that went into that note. That note is impressive.
Wow. We have a giant Peeps Easter Bunny basket with, I believe this is just a ball, a bouncy ball. Yes, this is a yellow Peeps bouncy ball. We've got Peeps little tennis ball rackets and balls. I believe this is Peeps chalk. This is Peeps chalk over here. Then we have Peeps bubbles and Peeps stickers. And shockingly, in all this, only one small box of Peeps. A little throw me off there. There's a lot of Peeps gear, but I don't know. Maybe there's more buried. Incredible. Who sent this? You're making my day. Let's keep going. Oh my! Purple chicken.
Disgusting.
Peeps.
Awful.
This is a new one. I've never seen green chicken Peeps again. I'm a little concerned here. They look a little melted. I'm not gonna lie. They look a little. Looks like a little bit of a shriveled. I don't know how to finish that sentence because I don't want to get. I don't want to get in trouble here. Like a little shriveled. Raisin, I guess you could say. Up next, standard pink. I probably will eat these live right now. I'm just going to set those to the side. Probably my favorite, standard yellow bunnies. Here's a new one I haven't seen. I want to dig into these right now. Decorated eggs. I've never seen these. I am definitely gonna eat those right now. Standard blue bunnies. These seem to be peeps on a stick. We've got peeps on a stick. I mean, I better put that to the side. Better have that too. And then last two things here. Oh my! I did not know this existed, you guys. This is incredible. Okay, actually, I'll start with standard yellow peeps. Okay, this is exciting right here. I'm gonna have to eat this a live react right now. Kettle corn peeps. Never have seen these bad boys. So to my generous, I don't even know, gift of Easter / peeps lover, thank you so much for all of these incredible snacks. I will be eating these
Next week. I want a total
all
amount of
tonight.
calories consumed on all these
It's about,
peeps.
I already know it's 270 per package. So this is probably 246. This is about 810 calories right here. And I have that to the side for the night. I won't eat the rest of these mangoes. I'm having these bad boys right now. Thank you so much.
A healthy mango. And you got derailed instantly.
This a little terrifying. Sparkle on. This has got to be from the what?
Didn't even know there was
Claire's
that many
what is it?
peeps
Sparkling
out there.
Sparkling nonsense is Claire's
Sparkling nonsense podcast. This has to be
Michael
guess.
Berquist.
My guess. Claire de Square gets this package because she loves peeps too. I think I remember her saying she either loved them or didn't like. I can't remember, but I think she did say that when she was working with Kella on that play. That's probably around the time where I said something about it. Gets it together, drops it off at Bear Creek to Nell or Jose. They brought it here. Thank you so much for these incredible these treats. Jose, the chat is blowing up. Let's hear what the chat has to say about that.
I mean, basically, we got B and Deja Vu and Nell on the chat, and basically everyone thinks you're gonna have diabetes by the end of the show, which they're not wrong about. And B also says that it's like it's like a horror movie ransom letter, which it is, right? Like, I'll take it.
Okay, here we go. First taste.
Let's do the kettle corn.
We're doing it live.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my seat here. If you didn't know.
First smell. Not gonna lie, smells like kettle corn.
Like diabetes.
Hopefully, it doesn't taste like the jelly beans from Jelly Belly that are popcorn. Those are terrible.
those. These smell good.
I like those jelly
sweet
beans.
kettle corn. Here we go.
They're burnt.
First bite.
All right, with bated breath, we wait.
Okay, we hear the nose, we hear the breathing. Okay, it's almost like I can taste it over here.
You know, Peeps knows what they're doing, you guys. All the flavors they've had, it tastes like a hint of kettle corn, and then you get the Peeps marshmallow. It's delicious. It threw me off at first. I was like, do I like this? Because it's a little, popcorny, but
you don't like popcorn?
Oh, I do, but like Bacon said, the jelly bean popcorn one's disgusting. These, they knew what they were doing. Kettle corn is sweet, delicious. I'm gonna eat the whole thing right now, guys. So Jose,
great.
Give her hell, buddy.
Let's jump into some Xbox news for the week, Jose.
News team, assemble!
While I am enjoying these delicious peeps, news story number one. It blew up the internet just a couple days ago. What was this? Was this just Wednesday, right? It was Wednesday morning. And I'm still, guys, we try to keep it positive. And I'll throw it over to Jose immediately because he's Mr. Positive. But we got to talk about this. News story number one. This comes directly from the Redfall Twitter account. Redfall is launching on Xbox consoles with quality mode only. Xbox Series X, 4K 30 FPS, frames per second. Xbox Series S, a respectable 1440p at 30 FPS. The 60 FPS performance mode will be added via a game update at a later undetermined, we don't know when, date. This tweet has 10.9 million views and only 6,000 likes, 4,000, almost 5,000 quotes, 800 retweets. How many does it say how many comments are on here? Where does it? I don't
think
Anyway.
you want to know.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jose, you are, I mean, I wouldn't even consider you a casual by any means, but to be fair, you're the more positive slash, don't take it the wrong way, casual gamer.
Oh, you're right. 100%. I am the most casual of the three of us.
What did you think of this news? Because as far as I'm concerned, unacceptable. What's the title of our episode today, Jose?
Delay Redfall to July.
Delay Redfall until July for many reasons. This just being one of them. Jose, tell me what you thought, honestly, when you saw this news.
I thought a couple of things. So the truth is, we've had this argument a lot of times, right? And there is an element of this that's going to come into play in a minute here when we kind of foray into Starfield, which we'll do in a minute. But here's the truth. If I'm being very honest, this doesn't really affect my excitement for Redfall. Now, with a grain of salt, I would say, of course, I would certainly appreciate and I would definitely endorse the idea of the game launching with both the quality 30 4K mode as well as the 60 FPS mode. I do agree with you, Dan, that like at this point we're like several years into this cycle of generation,
Almost 3
like
years into the current generation. This is a series game only.
And I think that I do agree that like because this is an Xbox title, it's a first party title, right? It's like I do agree that that's the way it should be. However, what I do also agree with, and I'm gonna this is a hot take right here a little bit. I think honestly the Xbox community did this to themselves. And the reason I say that is because everybody has been so pushy for dates about their big titles that we kind of backed Xbox into a corner and Arcane. And hang on, no, don't shake your finger. Hang on. We backed them into a corner and said, you need to give us a date. You need to give us a date. And if they had said, I hear you I agree with you that they should delay the game. I agree. I think that's the right answer here, but they'll get crucified either way. And at this point they're like, let's just get it out the door. Right. Here's the other part I would argue, and then I'll happily pass it back to you. Hang on. Last point. I didn't have an issue with Gotham Knights being 30 FPS. I still enjoyed the game.
On your side, Jose, that was one of the top selling games last year.
Yep. I had a great time in the game. It didn't affect my playthrough. It didn't even, once I got into it, I had no idea. If I had not checked frame rates or heard that, I probably would have never even noticed. And so maybe they're banking on the same thing here for Redfall, but I think I agree with you. Again, at heart, I think they should have gotten the 60 FPS mode. We're enough into the generation. It's first party. They should have done that. I'm just saying it ultimately doesn't affect my playthrough. I still am going to have a great time. I will be excited when they drop the 60 FPS, but I don't know when that's going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's the other part that's a little frustrating is like if it's like a month later, 2 months later. And the truth is by that time, I'll be done with Redfall and we're on to other games.
Will it be too late?
I mean, so that's the frustrating
Jose,
part.
I got to push back against you. Shout out to Snowbike Mike. I was listening to him on the Xcast along with Paris and Gary Weta. He had a great point, and I'm going to repeat it. You said it's on us. We did this because we wanted these dates. We put this on ourselves. No, we didn't. What did Xbox say at their last E3 conference or summer
E3?
showcase?
I don't know. That's 2019.
The 2022 game showcase. What did they say,
months.
Bacon? 12 months. These games will release in the next 12 months.
They are releasing in the next 12 months.
Where are they, gentlemen? I love Xbox, but I can only take so much. You know I'm a diehard Xbox guy. My PlayStation 5 has collected dust since I replayed Elden Ring again on it and played Super Perils of Baking. That's about the only thing I turned that thing on for. But we need to hold Xbox accountable for this one, Jose. We didn't put themselves in the corner. They did. They said in the next 12 months, we haven't seen any of those games. Keep in mind, Starfield, we already know is pushed out. Forza Motorsport, we don't have a date. That's clearly not going to make
But that's precisely why they can't do it now. Because if they push that out too, that's now 3 games delayed.
And that's what Snowbike Mike said. He's like, at this point, you've already pushed them out. What difference does it make if they push Redfall out. Let's be real. You're not going to get any of these games within 12 months. I thought that was a good idea, and that was them. I bet they are trying their hardest, but clearly at this point, especially coming a few weeks before the game launches, we're not going to get this out on time. We're going to tweet about it, get out slightly ahead of it. We're not going to explain why, which I think is a terrible look. We can't delay it. Like, Jose, I guess you're arguing because they've already committed to that. But at the same time, it's like, guys, I would much rather you just give us the complete game, the game that should have a 60 FPS mode, because let's be real, this is a first-person shooter. It's not a crazy third-person action adventure game like Requiem. I don't understand why developers are obsessed with fidelity and graphics. The hardcore audience, us doing this show on the Twitter streets like Bacon, we want a performance mode. And I don't care if you have to drop the game down to 900p. If it runs well, I'd much rather have the option for it. And I really want to get a developer on to ask them, why would the game be targeted at 4K 30 first and not a lower resolution and 60 FPS first? Bacon. I have so many questions. I really want to reach out to Grant Orban over at the Forza Motorsport or Forza Horizon Playground Games. I'd love to have him on the show. I need to reach out to him and just ask what developers are thinking when they're creating these games and how they make that determination for 60 or 30 FPS and just pick their brains apart. But again, we haven't seen any of those games that they promised. Are we even going to get any? I mean, thankfully, God, imagine if Hi-Fi Rush didn't launch, guys. Just imagine if Hi-Fi Rush wasn't just the random shadow drop. Xbox would be looking, this is just a horrible look, okay? That's the bottom line. It is a terrible look, especially because of the expectation, and everything they've shown hasn't been in 60 FPS. It's all been on PC. We should have it, okay? It's a terrible look. But like Jose said, I was so excited for this game. I was like, I want to play this more than anything at this point. I'm not going to buy Jedi Survivor, or I was going to buy it and then just put it on the back burner because I wanted to spend quality time with Redfall. But now, honestly, you guys, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to play it. And that makes me sad because I was incredibly pumped for it. I know
you're not going to play it day one.
Dude, I feel like as a consumer and as a fan, Jose, I need to make some sort of statement. I do like it, and I don't think I'm asking for much. 60 FPS for this game seems completely reasonable. If you can get 4K 30, you should be able to get 1080p 60. Like, there's no reason. And I'm fired up, and I love Xbox, but at some point, Jose, like, we got to hold them accountable. And I feel like this is it's just a horrible look. And you're right. But what if the game comes out and it's a banger slinger 10? Then I'll be there day one. But I don't know if I just don't think that's going to happen. And that realistically would have to happen for people to care about this game. It's a bad look, man. It's a terrible look. It was a bad day. And it made me just question, like, what are they doing over there? Like, especially now, Jose, like, clearly it needs to be delayed. Like, just delay it. There's nothing. That's the other part. I haven't even brought it up. What comes out the 28th? Jedi Survivor, which does have a performance mode in that game. And then you've got Zelda, which just dropped its trailer today, which is going to absolutely destroy Bacon. I think you have that. He's going to get guaranteed 10s because it's a freaking Nintendo game. But those, right, literally, it comes out May 2nd, right? Redfall. And then Tears of the Kingdom is like the 14th or something like that. No one's going to care about this game in 2 weeks. Even if it's a 9 or a 10, no one's going to care about it after then. Then you've got Diablo. Then you've got Final Fantasy. Delay the game until July. Let it have its moment. That will not be too close to Starfield. That's the perfect time. There are no other games. Who cares if it's not ideal? You're right. It would look horrible, Jose, if they delay it again. But you know what? I want the complete game that they envisioned. So go ahead. I cut you off there for a second.
No, I have some counterpoints, but I want to let Bacon talk.
All right,
I want
Bacon, jump in here.
Go ahead, Bacon.
Okay, gentlemen. I love Xbox. I love everything about this platform. This last year and a half has been one of the most brutal times to And Xbox
for
gamers
first party
yes,
AAA games. Other than that,
for
there were plenty of games and a lot of small games that were
in
great.
general, Xbox gamers have been very patient. We're nothing if not patient. Wait till next E3, next having 3 internal studios, Halo, Gears, and Forza. But this is an absolute slap in the face at this point to get this news this close to launch. People have already pre-ordered this game. They've bought in the Bite Back edition, and to just slide this in this late. And I don't know if it has to do with the co-op and the no tether. There's some sort of technical limitation that's causing this issue. They need to tell us, hey, you can be on the other side of the map in the same game with a friend, but in order to do that while you're doing something else, we have to have it at 30. Okay, that's stuff we can wrap our heads around and get an idea of why this is happening. But we know Starfield's going to be 30 frames. It's not a first-person shooter. It's an RPG with shooting elements. We can probably get away with 30 frames in Starfield, but to have a first-person shooter at 30 frames a second, I cannot for the life of me wrap my head around how this is happening. How this is happening this late with delay after delay. It's just like when Halo launched with no campaign co-op, missing Forge, missing this. I don't even know how to take this news. I was planning on playing on PC, and it's not going to be an issue for me because I'm going to play it on PC and just brute force my way through it. Never even.
But we have consoles.
You guys have consoles,
and
so
a
I can see how
majority
you
of
guys
Xbox gamers are on what?
On console.
On console. And I want to jump in about the 30 FPS thing too. Is yes, traditionally Arcane. I played Prey at 30 FPS and loved it, but that was on my Xbox One. Okay. Then I went back and played the DLC and went for all the achievements when it had the 60 FPS boost. And it was incredible. And it was amazing. I believe Jose probably played it after that too. So I get it. Arcane games, just like stupid other Bethesda games, have launched at 30 FPS on console. But guys, we're not on last generation. And we need to draw a line. And we need to have 60 FPS standards. If that wasn't the case, they shouldn't have promised us. Aaron Greenberg shouldn't be tweeting about it. They shouldn't say on the box 4K 120 hertz. Don't let or ray tracing. We've already had a discussion about that. These consoles are underpowered. They weren't when they initially launched, but we should have had realistic expectations. And I don't like how we're being treated like we're dumber than we are. We are a smart audience. We are like hardcore gamers don't take this, and that's why we're mad, Jose. So let me hear your counterpoints because I think you're insane.
I mean, to be fair, I do appreciate a lot of what Bacon said. I think that I agree with you, Bacon, that communication would have helped here, right? Like they clearly knew this was going to be 30 a long time ago. They should have led with that. I agree with that.
No,
I
Jose,
also agree.
I don't think they knew it was going to be a long time ago. I think they had the intentions, but again, they just couldn't make it even after this delay. I'm telling you, it's the date. They need more time. Sorry.
But okay, yeah, I'm not going to go back to like past E3s. I hear what you're saying. I appreciate like in what you're saying that like if they communicated about why, if you gave us a why, that would help the situation. It wouldn't fix things, but it certainly would help. The counterpoint that I want to just add is people have already reviewed the game. Like big names have reviewed it, and so far none of the reviews I've heard have said that they have felt. You're muted, but none of you have
previewed it. No one's reviewed it.
But I'm sorry, previewed it. But they played basically the final golden copy of the game, and no one's come out and said the 30 FPS is killing me at this point. Now, granted, I don't know.
They played it on PC
at 60 FPS.
Okay. Well, do you know that for sure? You guessed
yes. Colt Eastwood told.
Yes. Everyone's been saying it. By the way, Colt looks not good tweeting this whole time. Xbox exclusive Xbox. I know it's kind of a joke, Bacon, but man, I'm just like, oh no. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I don't disagree with you guys. I see the frustration in you. I'm just telling you from my experience and what happened with Gotham Knights, it didn't affect my experience. Now, granted, again, I would like it. I prefer it, but I also don't. The other side of this, right? The other part you have to always talk about when you talk about these dates and deadlines and the frustrations is you're talking about asking for crunch in a community, right? In a job. If you want them to push it at the end, you're asking for that, and you can't have it both ways. Either we have to respect people's time so they can balance their life, or we have to accept that not everything's getting done. Now, I agree, it's frustrating, and the money piece, I would be more pissed if I had spent money. What?
What can they do to delay crunch and not have to crunch?
not give a date, like you said, but
Or
but
push it
but
back.
but that was the community pushing for dates, right? Because after COVID, all of our community was saying we need dates. We've been patient. You owe us stuff, and so again. I'm just saying it's a no-win here, right? There's nothing that Arcane can do at this point to fix it. They
Absolutely,
dug
that's
themselves a hole.
absolutely
They're
right.
going to have to dig themselves out, and hopefully the gameplay will help with that. I'm just saying, like, I don't know when that threshold is going to cross, but I certainly hope we get there soon, because I hate arguing about the 30-60 thing all the time with that. Like, I mean, it's been an issue with every game that's come out in the last year. So I certainly hope that we're crossing that threshold soon.
But when you think about it,
closing thoughts.
We are approaching the midpoint of this cycle of this gen, right? We're 3 years in, 6 to 7 years mostly. And this is a next gen only, or this gen only game. It's not having Xbox One support. We're not trying to support the underpowered Xbox One S. They're already talking about mid-gen refreshes for people who paid $500 for this console less than 3 years ago. It's starting to feel like we were promised something they can't keep up with. We know on paper, on the specs wise, that this thing should be stomping a mud hole in the PS5. It is way more powerful. The only thing the PS5 has on this is their super fast SSD. I mean, it should be beating full RDNA features. It should be beating the PS5, and it's not. Now, I don't know if it's because they're optimizing for the largest platform, the largest install base. They can't. I don't know. I do not know what's going on with this. But it's really just fueling my fire to play more games on PC. I'm so underwhelmed with the Xbox Series X right now, and I love this company and I love what they do. It's just loss at L after L after L that we have to continue to take. And at this point, it's just getting almost too much to bear. I can't keep defending it at this point.
Yeah, and I thought, like, you're right. Maybe I should just buy a PC because I am about good performance. But I was sold a box that was promising me at least, you would think, 1080 60 or 1440 60, and I'm not getting that. So I think I have the right to be upset about this. It's just a bummer, Jose. Like, you're right. Will I probably play it if it gets good reviews? Probably, but it's not fair and it's not a good look. And I shouldn't have to deal with this at this point. I'm praying for hope for Starfield. Given all this time, I know I should probably just prepare for the disappointment there too, but I don't know. Well, what we didn't even really touch about it, Jose. What do you think about delaying it? What about the time frame? You're just thinking like they just can't do anything at this point. Like, isn't it a bad time? Like, wouldn't you agree? Especially because Jedi was initially supposed to come out already at this point. It would have given more time, but like it's so close to Jedi and Zelda.
I mean, I agree with you that July would be a much better time for this, man. And again, for me, if tomorrow, after all this heat, they said, you know what, we're gonna wait and release it with 60F, where it's coming out in July 1, I would be like, okay, cool. I got more time for RE4. I got Jedi Survivor. Like, it wouldn't really affect me. But here's the other part you have to remember. Like I said here, this is a no-win. The internet is gonna latch onto anything that they could do that's wrong, and that's still considered wrong, right? And at the end of the day, we always have to remember they have a board of directors, dude. They have investors that they have to appease, and investors don't want to hear a delay and a delay and a delay, even if that's the right thing for the gamer. They want to hear, get it out there, make us money. That's I mean, it's the reality of the world that we're in, whether we agree with it or not. So I guess there is still hope they could delay it. They could, truly. I mean, I'm sure. I mean,
think of it this way. Do you think it would be a more negative reaction or consequence if they delayed it, or do you think it would be a more positive look for them? Bacon?
They're going to say mismanagement no matter what they do. That's all we're going to hear is,
I mean, it is
Booty needs to go. Phil Spencer needs to go.
I mean, maybe Booty does
meet deadlines. I know. I hear you. It's
so. I mean, I feel, again, we don't know what happened with Bonnie Ross, but like clearly, I mean, at least they did something with Halo. Like, and I don't want people to lose jobs, but accountability starts somewhere. Let's close off with Deja Vu's comment. And he's absolutely right here. Next gen owners also spend money on high refresh, nice TVs. You know what, Deja Vu? What did I just buy? An LG C1 4K 120 hertz OLED. You're absolutely right. And it has to be frustrating to only get 30 FPS on new games. Let's close it at that. He's absolutely right, Jose.
He's absolutely right.
Let's move on to news story number 2. Let's go from one set of bad news to another set of bad
It's
news
just a
right
rainy day
away.
out here.
Keep it going.
Joseph Staten is leaving Xbox. Microsoft has confirmed, and this is coming from Rebecca Valentine over at IGN on April 7th. Joseph Staten, head of creative on Halo Infinite, and the savior who saved the game, told everyone to delay it and got off his couch, as Lord Cognito likes to say, and said, "Hey, how can I help with this dumpster fire, Craig, you've got going on?" And cinematic director for the first 3 Halo games is leaving Microsoft, the company has confirmed to IGN. In its message, Microsoft did not say where Staten was headed next, nor the reason he was leaving Microsoft after 9 years. And we're going to go directly to Joseph Staten's Twitter comment after this article broke out. Hey folks, I am indeed leaving Microsoft. I'll have more info to share soon, but for now, I just like to thank all of my Xbox colleagues for all their understanding and support as I embark on a new adventure. And he had quoted the IGN article saying that he was leaving. So, guys, this hurts because I feel like Joseph Staten is a big, the soul of Halo for so many years. And when he left at one point and came back to Microsoft, and specifically when he came back to help with Halo Infinite, like I don't even want to imagine what Halo Infinite would have been at launch. And thankfully, he did get off the couch and help that game launch to an incredible, at the time, reception and a great campaign, great multiplayer. Content sucked after those first 3 months, but that was our game of the year here on the Nerd Chat. It was up there for a lot of people. The reception for it was awesome at the time, and I think it's all has to do with him coming off the bench for that. So I personally just want to say thank you to Joseph for everything you've done for Halo, for Microsoft, and I wish him the best. Bacon, I'll throw it over to you. What was your reaction? Do you think this is going to be a long-term negative for Halo, or do you think it's, he did what he could and Halo will go on without him just fine?
I think he did what he could to save the game, and now it's back in 343's hands. It is a big loss because he's a face and a name we can put to the franchise that we all hold so dearly. So yes, it will definitely hurt. I don't know in his position how much of the work he actually does, or if he just goes in the board meeting and said, do this, do this, do this, and then everybody else does it. But is he the ideas guy? He probably is. So it definitely is going to hurt. Xbox does not have a talent acquisition issue. It appears as if they have a talent retention issue going on here with all the devs leaving the Forza teams, and it just seems one gut punch after another. Now he could possibly go start his own studio, his own Fungi, not Bungie, but who knows what his plans are. And when we hear them, maybe they'll be pretty sweet. But we keep saying week after week with all these mass exoduses that, let's see what they're working on. And then we hear a new studio. So hopefully that's what it is. Or maybe he just wants to be with his family. Who knows? But it is weird that, someone with the financial backing of Microsoft can't keep their execs. And I can't quite put my finger on it at this time, what the ultimate issue is here, but it is sad. So what do you think, Jose?
I mean, I certainly, like both of you, so I certainly respect everything Joseph has done and arguably probably still continues to do while he's exiting or sunsetting or whatever the term you'd like to use is. I mean, I guess I'll be honest with you. I'm a little torn here, right? And here's why I say that. I certainly don't want Joseph to go. It's not like I think he's done bad things. Again, I'm very grateful for everything he's done. But on the last 6 months of this show, we have made arguments about a lot of decisions made up at the top that we don't think are the right decisions, or at least not entirely the right decision, right? And at some point, even people who are decorated and who are experienced can make those decisions, right? Like it happens to everyone in every field. Like no one is perfect forever, right? And so if we want to see change, right, if we want to see growth, things have to change at that level, right? It's just a fundamental aspect of how businesses and companies work. And so, again, I feel bad saying, again, it's not that Joseph has done bad, and I don't know that he's the issue with this. He could actually be the one trying to save this, and he's frustrated and like, I can't deal with this. I'm out. That is a possibility as well. But I guess what it gives me hope for is like, there also is the reality that there probably is talent that is just younger, right? Or that has fresh ideas or different ideas, right? And sometimes when people leave like that, it does give room for things to change, right? We talked about that with Bonnie Ross before, that again, we're so grateful for everything she's done. And honestly, she was a BA based on how much of a job she was doing in the final years of her work there. But when she left and they gave it to 3 new people, we're starting to see some pretty dope changes with Halo. Right. So like at the same time that I'm sad to see Joseph leaving because he's just been such a monumental figure, it's not necessarily all bad. Now, granted, the other side of this coin is that they could get someone in there who is total jackwagon, doesn't know what they're doing, and things get worse, right? So it's not, we don't have necessarily a light at the end of the tunnel. But again, if we want things to change from how they currently are, right, then we have to ultimately see change somewhere. You can't just change it at the lowest levels of the company, expect massive overarching change. So again, I wish Joseph the very best. You know, whatever his reason is, I'm sure it's very legitimate. I don't think he's trying to abandon the company or the fans. That's just my hunch. But, you know, I certainly hope that it at least opens some doors for some positive changes to come. I guess that's where I would leave it.
Quick question. Do we possibly think this could be a fall on the sword? He didn't like how all the mass layoffs at 343 happened after that. Maybe that put a bad taste in his mouth.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I would hope not. I'm hoping that maybe he just wants to do something else, and
Yeah.
I would hope not. Or maybe, I mean, maybe there, or another, you know, angle could be there, like he really wanted to have more say and influence in where Halo could end up going, and they're like, Joseph, we're gonna move into.
You're old.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I want to close on this.
Okay.
Live demo.
Narrating. He's putting on the Master Chief helmet.
Live.
He's
For
booting
our
it
audio
up.
listeners. He's got the
I
lights
just
on.
want to give Spartan Joseph Staten a salute and good luck, Joseph. And remember,
solid, guys.
Spartans never die. They're just missing in action. Godspeed, Joseph Staten. Spartan Staten.
Thank you, DWALLY.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to clip that and send that to him.
That was pretty solid.
Copy.
No.
Seriously,
that was well
though.
done, Wally.
Thank
Well
you.
done, Wally.
Thank you, Joseph, for everything you've done for Halo and for Xbox. Guys, let's move into news story number 3. And Bacon, why don't you take it away on this? Is it Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
Ubisoft.
I say
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Anyway, Bacon,
I've heard
take it
about
away.
this.
I'm gonna put that helmet back. So you guys take this one away because this is caca. I mean, Far Cry, maybe. I used to love Far Cry. Oh, Bacon, go play Far Cry Blood Dragon already. Stat. Okay. You need to play that for real.
I will, but I'm not going to sign up for this service. So if anyone has not heard, Ubisoft has been rumored for a while now to be coming to the Xbox platform, and Ubisoft Plus is coming to the Xbox platform. And if you don't know, that's the all-encompassing subscription service that is supposed to include all of their games. But quick check of this, it does not include all their games. And the problem being here is the price tag of this service is $18 a month. That's more than EA, and that is more than Game Pass. And we get substantially more value for our dollar with just a Game Pass subscription than we get with Ubisoft Plus. Yes, Ubisoft does make great games. Ubisoft is a huge developer. They have 100,000 employees at last check that I've heard of. But the simple fact is, this service, if you were just to subscribe to Ubisoft Plus on PC, is $14.99 a month. The same price as EA Play. Why is this service $18 on Xbox? Now, is $4 going to break any of us? It's just the optics of it all. My only thought with this is that they're trying to make up the 30% that Microsoft is going to take off the initial purchase of these subscription, and so they just bump their price up to keep it status quo. But I this weekend signed up for EA Play Pro on PC, where I paid $100 to get everything in EA's lineup, all their new releases, all their DLCs, all their special editions, everything for $100. Now, if I would have paid monthly, it'd have been $14.99. So I'm going to get Jedi Survivor. I'm going to get Dead Space. I got the new golf game. I'm going to get Madden, and I'm going to get their entire back catalog with all of their DLC for $100. You mean to tell me that this service is worth $120 more than that? Because you do the math, because you can't prepay for it. So if you do the math, this is going to cost you $220 a year to play the Crew and the Division and Skull and Bones when that thing ever drops.
If it does.
Right. I figured that they would have found a way to link this to Game Pass and then just raised our sub fee for Game Pass to kind of make up for it. But a flat out,
So
you think about this,
$18 a month?
it is $18 a month for
in addition to what you're paying on Game Pass.
Yes,
Yes.
this is
So this
not
costs
included
more
in Game
than the
Pass.
monthly cost.
It's an add-on. Yeah.
So, and they're not linked. They're not together at all. And historically, I've really enjoyed Ubisoft games, but I can't
I do
wrap my
too.
head around this price.
Do we know?
It is-
Do they? I should look up. Are there any Ubisoft games on Game Pass right now?
There's
There's still some on there. I'm gonna look
right.
now.
There's there's plenty of them on there. Same ones that are on PlayStation 5 service or PS5 service.
Huh.
It's
So you already have access to some of these games not being on this.
right, because I was playing
Sorry.
Wildlands on Xbox a couple months ago.
Oh,
unless
you're
they
right. You're
removed
right.
it.
Right. So wait, does this mean you get access? I'm sorry, I didn't get to check out to new games
Yeah, you'll get the
on
new
that
games.
launch.
So
Okay.
Skull and Bones
So-
will be included.
Okay, so the next whatever. I mean, that's kind of
It's
cool. Okay, so this is
expensive.
basically just like EA's, like that.
Yes,
Like you
exactly.
were saying, just signed up for. Okay, for Ubisoft, but more expensive.
Way more. It's
Do we
double
have
what I
access
pay.
to both PC and console?
Well, here's the problem: is on the console. That text I sent you guys earlier that Wandering Dutch looked up.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's 147 games available to the PC players, where there's only 40 something available on Xbox.
169 and 47.
Yeah, 169, 47. So the PC player is getting substantially more. Now, some of these games could have been designed solely for PC. I have not looked through that entire list, but the fact that you guys are paying the same that we would pay, or I could just go individually and sign up for this and save money on Ubisoft's website as opposed to doing it through my Xbox. This is probably going to flop fairly quickly. I'd have to
I
assume
mean,
that.
a flop. I mean, really, it's just for people who love Ubisoft. Like, how much are
Right.
they expecting to get out of this? It is an added benefit, so it's not like anyone's forcing us, and we don't have to sign up. Jose, does this interest you at all, or you'd rather just buy your Assassin's Creed, like the next Assassin's Creed? What is it that this would be a part of it?
I mean, it'd be that whole. It's that whole like quadrilogy, right? Like
Could you
Hex
just
and
pay that
Mirage and
$18 to access the new
For 1
Assassin's
month?
Creed game? Yeah, I mean,
I mean, in theory, if you burn through them in a month, but like
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed games are notoriously big.
700
Um,
hours.
that's what she said. Go ahead.
No, I mean, it doesn't interest me. Like, I'm not going to spend my money on it. I think it's interesting that Ubisoft and other companies like this are trying to like. I mean, I get it. They're trying to cash in on like the live service stuff. I understand the motivation and everything like that, but ultimately, it's like I just don't. They're not as comprehensive enough as to compete with even like a PlayStation Plus or, you know what I'm saying, or obviously Game Pass. It's just bizarre to me. And I mean, what I agree with you, Bacon, is probably going to be pretty short lived, and then we'll see if they want to meld it into things like Game Pass, or if they'll just be like, nope, I guess we're going back to just good old titles.
I mean, that's where we are. Is subscription service what we want or need, and are we just going to turn into the HBO Max Disney? Like, how viable is it? So everyone's just trying their own thing. I have no interest in it, but some people who might love Ubisoft games might dig into it. I like having options, so I think this is a positive. But am I going to sign up for it? Are any of us going to sign up for it? Negative. So let's move on to the next news story number 4. But before we do, shout out to Coach Goose. He asks us, what is the count for, gentlemen? So, Goose, we have YouTube subs up top, then the spicy chicken sandwich count, That's how many the crew has devoured in the past, whenever we started this, let's say year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then the breakfast burrito count over at Burrito Express. Shout out to Burrito Express. I'd say about 18 of the 20 were all me so far on the Burrito Express count.
Oh,
So
now it's getting a little exaggerative. 18 of
I'm ass-
20.
I'm
Are you
assuming
s-
that's a conservative estimate here because y'all eat a lot of Popeyes.
No, well,
I've
it's since
slowed down, dude. Yeah, I've
we
been
started
slacking.
counting it. Yeah, there was a period where
You
we were
did?
adding
We were-
2 to 3 a week, but
Okay.
straight
I mean,
up.
let's be real. I mean, the 77, that's a solid amount. That's almost one per that's more than one per week a year. So that's pretty solid. Let's move into news story number 4. And this one could be quick. We're kind of in the nice quick stories at this point. There was a state of play today surrounding Final Fantasy 16, and I just wanted to quickly ask you guys, did you get a chance to watch any of it? Any interest in this? I know. Okay, Bacon quickly. Well, actually, I'll say my history with Final Fantasy and Jose too, because I don't think Bacon has much to say about it. So I was a huge Final Fantasy fanboy. 7, 8, 9, 7 and 8 particularly were my thing. Skip 9. I hear that's one of the best. I've tried to beat it on the Switch, Jose. I got very far and then I stopped. And so I gotta beat that one eventually someday. Love 10, like that was the big PS2 game to me.
Mhm.
Like they had voice acting, the graphics. I was like, oh my gosh, this
What
is
was the
incredible.
water sport again? We talked about it, where it's like
Blitzball.
Blitzball.
And with Titus, like I love, but looking back on it, that game was cheesy. And it's not that good when I really think about it. And then I tried 13 on 360 Lightning. Didn't like
Lightning.
it at all. I think I liked it, but I did play 15. A lot of somehow I got to 15 there and completed it on Cordy Morg. Shout out to Cordy Morg's recommendation. And despite, people making fun of the whole driving in a car and the bros just going on a road trip, it kind of stuck with me at the end. So
After a while, it was kind of fun to just cruise. Like I could hit it to go and like listen to their banter while I ate a sandwich or
oh,
something.
the best part of that game I just remember was you could play the old music in the car. And so you bet your buns I was playing Final Fantasy 7 and 8 music the whole time I was driving around. But okay. So as far as this game goes, I think after I saw it, I was like, I'm just not a Final Fantasy guy anymore. So, Jose, did you get a chance to see it? I'm interested to hear. What did you think? Because you probably are the biggest Final Fantasy fan here now.
I mean, probably now, and I'm much like you. So my first big foray was 7 back on the first PlayStation, like 2 discs, and it was like this whole thing, like 12 years in the making. Like I still remember when it launched, how big it was, and I really, really liked it and was into it. And I did like 8 as well. I kind of didn't get into 9, and by like 10, I was transitioning over to like Xbox stuff. While Chance was still kind of PS2 and stuff, so I didn't really get into like 10 and stuff. But total respect, I did jump in back for 13 for Lightning. There you go. Right
Quick
there.
update, Jose. 9 is 4 discs.
Oh,
8
God, that's
is
insane.
4 disc. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I'm pretty sure 7 had to have been 4 discs. So
I think it
not
was
2.
3 actually. I think
I'm
it
gonna
was
look it
3
up.
discs.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Anyway, the Lightning, I remember playing 13 and there was a boss that I got to where there was a countdown, and if you don't finish the boss before the countdown, you would lose. And I couldn't do it. And I like got fed up and I literally quit playing the game.
We're correct.
And
3
then
discs. 3.
and then I didn't see, I was told you. I didn't jump back in until 15. And again, I enjoyed 15, but here's the problem. I like the historical turn-based combat. Like I legitimately did, because I like the idea of like thinking and planning and like your healer and your magic person and your tank, and like I enjoyed that kind of gameplay. And so as we've gotten into 14 and 15 and now 16, they've really transitioned away from that. And what I didn't like about 15 was that it was like a hybrid version of that. Like there were elements that were screen stuff, but it was also real time, and it just didn't meld well with my mind. It was still a beautiful game.
Yeah,
Story was
beautiful
okay.
for sure. It was
for
a
sure.
weird combat. I don't even remember. Wasn't there like you were
Well, you had like
active,
teammates,
right?
and
It
you could like
was
send teammates to do attacks, and then they had like a recharge and stuff like that. But here's what I'd say. Looking at the state of play today, it looks cool. It looks beautiful. I don't think I'm a day one guy, but I'll be honest, like I'm kind of curious to see how reviews go, and I'm also
yeah.
kind of curious about final
Oh.
play time. Like if it's not some insane 120-hour game, I might pick it up at some point, like July. If we don't have anything July, that might be a good time to go pick up Final Fantasy 16, because I always have liked it. I really have,
You're
and I
gonna buy a
certainly want to.
PS5?
No, I'm gonna steal Bacon's because he's gonna be mad at it by then.
Or mine.
Or
Mine's
Dan's
just
at that
sitting
point.
here.
I still
You're
want to
right.
play the remake if that ever freaking comes to Xbox. So, man, again, I've always say this. I know that a lot of people like to play the sides of PlayStation, Xbox. I don't care, man. I played both. I love both. I certainly am happy that they're getting games that make them happy. I just also want games that make us happy, right? So that's the part that I think is frustrating. So,
before I throw it over to Bacon, I did want to. You remember these boys? The back of the disc.
The
Look at that.
black
You can see
disc,
Jose's
love of us
reflection
right there, dude.
to these blackout. Look at that. Talk about nostalgia. This is in pristine condition, by the way. Man, shout out to Pony for keeping this protected so well.
And
Was that hilarious?
shout out to Cordy Works.
Yeah,
in
I was
the
gonna
chat.
say
His
shout
quote, he
out to
said,
Cordy.
accidentally deleted Bubble Boy's Final Fantasy VII back in the day, only to save a new file about 10 minutes in. He got banned from using the memory card in his house.
The memory card
Oh,
days.
that's a good
Shout
memory,
out
dude.
Cordy Morgs. Absolutely. Bacon, I'm pretty sure you have no connection to Final Fantasy. Also, shout out to the best Final Fantasy VIII. Go ahead, Bacon.
Yes, I do not have any connection with Final Fantasy whatsoever. I don't know why I never played them. I always had the option to. I have the 7 remake on my PS5 right now. I claimed it free through PS Now or something, and I'm through about an hour of it, and it's just never gonna be for me. I don't want to crap on something people love because it is really a loved franchise and series. So I'm happy for
Bacon,
anyone.
7 got me like seriously into RPGs and gaming,
Okay.
man. Like I was a hater and
Yeah, me
then
too, dude.
obsessed with
Like
it.
going and finding materia and
Dude,
stuff
think
like
about how
that.
much
I love-
reading. Like it was a big
Oh, man.
reading practice for me because there's no
That's the only
voice
reason
acting.
Dan's literate is because of that.
Pretty much, that's true.
But from,
So
you
sorry,
know,
yeah, respect to Final Fantasy, but just not for me anymore. Go ahead, Bacon.
yeah, I'm gonna be happy for the guys who are happy right now on the PlayStation side of things. They are genuinely happy. From what I saw technically and graphically today, the game looks good. It looks really Devil May Cry-ish and meets, I don't know, Monster Hunter meets.
Yeah, it looked like Final Fantasy 15, right, Jose? But like better, I would say.
I mean, it looks smoother, and again, because of it looks like the gameplay is going purely action. Like I don't think there really are any choices at that point. That's probably you have to go one way or the other. This hybrid thing is what's
I'm fine with that. I know a lot of the old, the purists are like, oh, I want the what was it called, the
turn-based combat.
Turn-based, yeah. Sorry,
back when the systems
you literally had to wait
more than turn-based, right? So I mean, good on people that are happy. I'm sure it's going to be a very successful game, and people are going to enjoy it. And Bubble Boy is going to play it, and you can borrow my PS5 whenever you want for it, Chico. It's all yours. I'll even send the Elite controller with it because I'd rather see you be happy and enjoy it because mine also, as well as Dan's, is collecting dust at this point. So.
And speaking of Elite controllers, perfect segue. Let's close out the news of news story number 5. Coming straight from the Xbox wires, our only positive news this week. Xbox Elite Series 2 with Xbox Design Lab somehow got even better. And this is coming from Matthias Bekalou, product marketing manager, Xbox accessories. Basically, you will now have the choice of 16 main colors for your top and back case, 12 colors for the ABXY buttons. Notice how they did ABXY. That is the official way to say it.
Yeah,
17 accent colors for the paddles and D-pad, and 25 accent colors for the rest of the controller, with vibrant hues like garnet red, glacier blue, and deep pink, to a stealthier option like new blackout ABXY buttons. There are literally billions of possibilities for personalizing our most advanced controller. So Bacon has recently broken a couple of these Elite controllers. I wanted to give a shout out to this because more options is always cool, and some of these colors are banger slangers. I wanted to shout out that CU Buffs one right there. If you guys are looking at it on the top row, third one, that is CU black and gold and gray. I mean, I might have to buy it exactly like that. Then on the bottom right, it kind of looks kind of like the Spartan, that almost looks like the Master Chief one. And shout out to that crimson red one that also is a looker.
The second to the like from the right side, second one over on the bottom looks like Batgirl too. It looks dope, that purple and yellow combo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, very cool. I think this is awesome. But my only problem, guys, is I need that share button. I need the new series feel of the controller. Like I do think the RB, LB buttons are a lot better. I will say though, I mean, I love my Scuff. I do think the Elite feels overall like a better, well-made controller. But I prefer the paddles on the Scuff. But I did notice a problem, you guys. It's back there, and I don't want to pull it up here. I checked it the other day. I saw it was like fading yellow on the sides. Like it's changing colors on me, and it's
All
either
that
getting
peeps
dirty.
dust. Peeps
It's
dust.
just Cheeto
I don't know
dust,
what's
bus.
going on, and I'm like, "Are you serious, Scuff? Like, I really like this controller, but this is not very good quality." I'm not like one of those Cheeto fingers. I go wash my hands, you guys, whenever I eat and before I game. I'm not a slob out there. So, um, Bacon, are you going to get one of these controllers? I'm still waiting for the Series 3. Like as cool as this is, and I would love to have these controllers. Also, shout out, we didn't mention this before. They added the red and the blue options for the core controllers along with the white and the Series Black if you just want to get one of those pre-made colors. Which if you can get one of those for like $100, that's a must buy as far as I'm concerned. Even if you don't use paddles, I think it's worth it. So Bacon, are you going to customize a new one? And what's going on with the Series 3?
So, news update. When I thought I was on my third one that I went through, I actually took this one apart and fixed it on my own. So this one's back in service.
Nice, man.
I had some Cheeto dust. It was causing some stick drift on my left stick. I have since fixed this one. But my newest one that's less than 6 months old, my core version one, this left stick completely comes loose and then it sticks. And then I just tighten it back up and it works. I have no idea what's broken internally inside this one. But this one's still under warranty, so I will probably send it away. But I have since switched to the wired Turtle Beach version with only the 2 paddles on the back because this one
That's
does
all you
not
need.
break.
That's all you need.
The quality.
Is that new?
I've had
No, it's
this
from
one.
1996, bud.
I've had this one for a while. It's got a DAC and an amp in it and all kinds of stuff. So this one isn't that bad. It's really light. I cannot for the life of me figure out why I go through so many controllers. And then my blue one here, my trigger is sticking on it finally. But this one's been a workhorse, so I don't have a problem with this one getting retired. So I might.
Are you gonna tear that one down and try to get the Cheeto dust out of that one?
Very well could be Cheeto dust. That's but I don't have any
shells.
Cheeto dust on the face, so it's still clean. So
It looks good.
And see, the problem with the white one is that's the one I would get. I'm all about that white and black. So I don't.
I'm all about
sucks
those
that
pink. I'm
those-
about the pink buttons and the pink sticks on that top left one because I'm a simp for pink.
So Jose, let's say your controller somehow breaks. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Would you get one? Or are you still like, nah, I'm good?
Yeah, I would. If my Series 2 broke, I mean, I have a Series 1 that's like a backup if I need it, and I of course have the one that came with my Series X. But I would invest in a color one because I mean I like it. I mean, the other part of this to me is like, and this is I think when I first started really getting into Xbox, I didn't understand like why do people have multiple controllers and like why would you care about the custom versus the one that just comes with it? And it's like a hobby thing, right? It's like this is where I spend a healthy amount of my time, and if it's no different than people that are like I like to go skiing, I got to buy new skis, or someone that's like I'm into I don't know, horseback riding. I don't know what other people do here. I play video games, but I would probably make like a Halloween themed one. That seems real well in up my alley to do. I also, if they had some like metallic colors ever, it'd be kind of dope to make like a Dead Space themed one because it's like one of my favorite games.
What about a Donatello one?
I could do purple. Purple and green would be dope too, bud. My turtle boy right there. So no, I mean right now, no. But I realistically, I just want them when they do the Series 3, come out with the design lab right away. Don't release it and then be like, it's coming a year later. Like that's stupid, man. Do it right when it launches and people will buy it.
Conspiracy theory on these controllers. I bet that this is why they haven't gone to the next one. Again, along with all those extra controller parts that they're using in that recycled controller, they're like, we got to figure out what to do with all these extra Xbox One controllers. Let's keep the Series 2 going for as long as possible so we can reuse and use all those parts and pieces.
Yeah,
okay.
I get it.
And then the last thing is here quickly. What do you think on the Series 3? Do we keep the black grips that kind of breaks it up, or can those be customizable as well?
Oh,
or can we just
customizable,
change?
bud.
Yeah, we got to get rid of them, right? The black
Yeah.
grips. As much I love the grip, by the way. Got to get rid of it, right?
I also would love to see, like, if I could choose anything in the custom store, I would love to see patterns. Not a ton of them,
Ooh, yeah.
but instead of just solid colors, even though that's
You
great,
want
but
the
like,
hick camo, digital camo, don't you? The
no, you
army
know what I
camo.
really want, and it's very first. I want like a sarape, like a Mexican sarape, like that rainbow color that looks like
Yeah.
fabric. That would look dope
Okay.
on a
You
controller.
know what else would look dope? That dang Forza Horizon controller. I should have bought one. I'm an idiot. Oh, such an
Yeah,
idiot,
absolutely.
Jose.
What an idiot.
Very quickly before we close the news, little trivia here. I'm on Amazon.com because I looked up the discs, right? How much do you think a used copy of Final Fantasy VII for the PS1 costs?
On Amazon or
Mhm.
eBay?
Amazon. Used copy, renewed, it says.
200.
59.
75. How much do you think the one copy that is for sale on Amazon right now, brand new, is going for?
Like
A
in
brand new sealed Final Fantasy VII PlayStation 1.
400.
$346 US. You can have your copy. Shout out to Pony. Maybe I need to get you that for your birthday and you can seal it up forever. Guys, that has been the Xbox news for the week. Let's jump into what we have been playing and or watching. Bacon, tell me about COD. I saw you on season 3. I know he's going to be like, guys, COD is back. They're saving season 3, the greatest game ever. I already bought the battle pass. Let's hear it, Bacon.
Okay, so Call of Duty. They made some changes. They made some movement changes, changed some plates, adjusted the time to kill, brought one-shot snipers back. A lot of good things. They added large map resurgence, which is a absolutely welcome change. I hate playing on that small.
How is that
resurgence
any
map.
different than the mini
It's
royale?
just the war
How is
mode.
that any different? Because you're on a
It's
big map
different.
and you have resurgence?
There's more people, but it condenses fast. The circle moves really fast, but you have more time to find things. Instead of landing in Ishika Island or whatever, and just getting completely dominated. So I actually like what I played last night. The problem here is they separated the battle pass to the standard battle pass, and then
There's like a $30 thing.
yes. And all the good skins are attached to the $30 battle pass.
So wait,
on a game we just purchased, Call of Duty, less than a year ago, gave them our $100, and they're going to turn around and lock.
So Bacon, that's what I wanted to ask. I did get the pass because I had enough free points to get the standard one. So when I see the cool ghost skin, it shows both of them. I don't have an option for the other one. I only get the first standard one.
Yep.
By the way, guess which character I'm going to rock indefinitely, Bacon?
What's that?
Alejandro, of course, my
Yes.
Mexican brother.
He
You
was
know I'm
awesome.
going to be him indefinitely. Jose doesn't know because he hasn't played the campaign. I am an Alejandro simp, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm definitely going to be him forever. I'll buy every skin that was released for him.
Yeah, I love Alejandro. So on top of that, I've been playing Ghostwire Tokyo on PC.
I forgot. Yeah, we haven't even talked about it. Tell me your initial impressions. No spoilers.
It is such a cool environment. It's really spooky, kind of creepy at times. Lots of souls, a lot of stuff coming out. I was going to play more, but then you pulled me into Halo the other night.
Oh,
the
event.
I'm looking forward to getting back into that. I still have no idea what's going on in the game. I'm utterly confused at the premise and why we're there. But the movement and the actions and the stuff you can do is really cool. It's probably definitely going to be worth a play. So far, the hour and a half, 2 hours I have in it, I'm still well behind Phil Spencer, who's putting in more work than me. But it's definitely good, and you guys will definitely probably enjoy it.
Can't wait.
I also have been playing PGA Tour 23 Road to the Masters.
Oh, is it dope?
It's super good. I be able to play Augusta National first game. Me and my buddy Mike Deja Vu. We got right in and played the Masters. I beat him by 5 strokes, but we're gonna leave that alone. So I went ahead and
Deja Vu doesn't seem like much of a golfer in digital.
He's too tall.
You just made enemies right there,
his
bud.
clubs are really hard. He's so tall. It's just wild. But we're really enjoying that. I'm having issues with my save between Xbox. So I did the trial on both, and I started my career on the Xbox, and I cannot access my career on a game I played for. And I have a support ticket in with EA right now, and they're not getting back with me. So hopefully an update will fix that because it's really pissing me off.
I hear it's broken on PC anyway, right?
Yeah, it's the menus are having trouble. And then what else have I been playing? Oh, I
Halo.
did
But we
the
can talk about that later.
Cyberpunk and the path tracing update, full on path tracing.
He was running at 13 frames on his 4090 before
And
he
then I
enabled
turned-
all
Oh
the
my
little
God.
tricky
Then I turned on
things.
DLS and I'm getting a solid 100. It is absolutely glorious to see. And you do not understand ray tracing until you've seen something like that. Yes, it takes ridiculous horsepower to power something like that.
A $1,600 GPU.
Don't get me
boys and
wrong. This
girls.
is not for the faint of heart, but this is the technological achievement and advancement in gaming we've been looking for. And the fact there's finally now horsepower that can, it is incredible, Dan. It is a sight to be seen, the full path tracing. It is only in beta right now, so it should hopefully evolve a little. But yes, it crippled everything I have in this $5,000 PC I have sitting next to me, and I'm getting 18 frames a second. And
That's a
Psycho.
Ford Focus, bud.
I had psycho
Not anymore.
settings turned on, and
chip shortage.
and I had fun turning it on and not having DLSS on and frame generation on. And I'm like, wow, this is now I see why the consoles are having so much trouble with ray tracing, because it flat just crippled my rig. Then I turned on DLSS and it's completely usable. It is absolutely incredible. So not a lot of people will enjoy what I'm enjoying right now, and I understand why, but if you can afford it, it's pretty cool.
All right. Thanks for Bacon's 10 minutes on Cyberpunk and the PC Master Race. Jose, I haven't seen you online in a while, man. Have you been
know,
playing
yeah.
games? What's going on?
So I have, and I'm going to sound like a terrible friend right now.
He's been appearing offline to play
did,
Resident
yeah.
Evil
That's
4.
why. That's exactly why, because I am so close at this point. I got to the point where, like the last section where he comes and helps with the chopper, and then you kind of get up to the blue door, and it's like you're basically at the end of the game.
Close.
Chapter 15.
You're close.
I'm right there. And here's the issue. Like I was real busy last weekend, so I didn't get a ton of time to play. And we played some like Modern Warfare and stuff like that. And I was like, I got to get through this game because I want to play Ghostwire. And then it's literally, this is like that sprint of games. And I also know this weekend we're going to play in Halo because I want to play that event too.
Dude, the event, I'm already done. You don't need me
you are.
anymore.
I know you're done. And that was the issue, is like I saw the Halo event and I was like, damn it, if I get on right now and I'm on there, they're going to pull me out. They're going to be like, come play Halo, and I'm a sucker, so I'm going to go. So I was like, I got on and I was like, let me just burn through Resident Evil, and I've been burning through it. So I'm hopefully going to finish that tonight. So I can get back into some multiplayer.
Are you
and
still
stuff like
high
that.
on RE4? Or
Man, I am having a great time at RE4.
Still going up, or you're like, it's plateauing as far as
it is plateauing. Like, again, I played the game, I know how it ends, but it is a beautiful game. I think it runs incredibly well and smoothly. Because of just knowing how to play those games. Like I've been patient enough with all of my inventory and stuff, like now that I have like a solid set of weapons, and like I'm just having a really good time at beat Krauser, all that kind of stuff. So that's really what I've been mostly playing. I definitely want to play Halo and Ghostwire as soon as I have a second. I'll jump into Modern Warfare when the friends are playing and that kind of stuff. But really at this point, just kind of biding my time, to kind of full circle to where we started. I still am planning on playing Redfall day one. I'll be honest with you though, like, to support what you guys said, if truly they say, if it comes out and it looks crappy, I'll turn it off and wait. I have other stuff I can play. But I definitely just want to check it out because I've really been trying to avoid a whole bunch of the like stuff online, because this is a lot. Like, this is my bread and butter. I love horror stuff. I think the first person thing is going to be cool and stuff. So that's kind of what my tentative thing is.
Far Cry.
And then
a quick question about Resident Evil. Have you used a first aid spray yet?
I did use it.
I didn't use any of the entire game. I just stuck to the yellow herbs. I saved them, because I've played a lot of Resident Evils, and I just played 4. Like, I was running past groups. I was doing restarting a checkpoint if I didn't get past them. I had so much Magnum ammo that I crafted. I used it just on Krauser. That was it.
I've been
so much
killing
ammo.
every enemy.
You've been killing everything?
I haven't killed a single enemy, which has been dope, man. And what really helped me a ton though was the freaking crossbow, because I have like 12 bolts, and like I'm good about like using them and then going and collecting them and using them and collecting them. Like, I'm that guy in Resident Evil 4, which has been dope. So other than that, catching up on the normal shows with the wife, watching Ted Lasso, which I'm definitely enjoying and loving. Also like Abbott Elementary, kind of our typical like normal stuff. So life has been good, man. It's just going to be the crazy end of the year for school, and then I'm excited to consume a lot of content here past May. So we'll see.
Yeah, work has been super crazy for me, and I'm confused. I'm getting people and getting enrolled now, and I'm like, what are you doing with like a month less? A month and a half of school. It's been crazy, but we don't need to talk about that. So what have I been playing? Did the Halo event with Bacon and Alan. Shout out. We had a pretty good time on that. I had a couple of heartbreaking losses where we, we were up big and lost.
Oh man, that
Oh my
hurts.
God, it's so frustrating. And I did finish the event. I'm on my last weekly challenge to get this cool energy sword weapon charm, Jose, and I really want it, but I have to get like 10 bandit kills. And I don't even know where that thing is. So I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
But it was fun. They had those new maps from the
Mhm,
Forge mode, which
mhm.
is very cool. There's some solid options in there. I do wish we had more variety, Bacon. I felt like we were playing a lot of them
Same
over and
map,
over.
yeah.
I wish they had the old ones and these ones. I don't know if they're going to do that eventually. Maybe they're just focusing on the new 4, which I guess makes sense. Um, and I really, 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 really wanted to jump into Ghostwire. I cannot wait to play this game, but I'm into Hollow Knight, and I'm like, oh, I'll be able to finish this. Nope, this game, you guys, is
It goes
apparently
on
like
forever.
40 hours,
Yeah,
Time suck,
and
yeah.
not only that, there's no way you could beat this without using a guide at some point because there's no direction, and I don't have the time, like in other Metroidvanias, to go search out and figure it out. I'm like, I want to move on already. So I have been watching a little bit of guide to like guide me a little bit because I'm just like it's fun, but like come on, I don't have the time to play Hollow Knight forever. Great game, but I might have to quit early to play Ghostwire because again, I don't know how you could play this. Like Bacon warned me. He said you're gonna have to.
It's tough.
It is.
Did you play this, Jose? Did you beat it?
No.
Oh no.
I had it on the Switch, and then when I sold the Switch, I just never went back and downloaded it for another system. But I got like 30-40% of the way through. I like it. It's a cool game.
Yeah,
It just
it
was
is
like
cool.
I only have so much like stamina for like punishing games. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not the way I want to play games all the time. I like the challenge sometimes, but then I also just like I want to play games that are fun and stupid and meaningless and that kind of thing. So quick shout out to Nell in the chat. She said, going back to last week's episode of your favorite memories, my favorite memory was long ago when you told the story of the Chipotle bandit at Green Mountain High School.
Oh
Which
man,
that's
yeah,
a great
dang it.
episode.
Yeah,
If you
we
haven't
need to
heard that one, go
find that
check that one
episode.
out.
That reading was priceless.
Okay,
The way
I'm
you read it.
gonna send it to you, Bacon, so you can text it to B.
That was Nell that saw that. That's not B.
Oh my god.
No,
so
but B
good.
was asking us what our favorite memories are, and that should definitely be
that's
one
right.
that everyone needs to listen to. The Chipotle
Bandit.
Bandit.
was
Speaking
this
of
big.
Chipotle, perfect segue, guys. Let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. Bacon, I'll throw it over to you because I've come to accept that you don't eat fun food.
Those same taquitos I had last week, I had again tonight, gentlemen. Glorious. The Velveeta cheese dip. It was super delightful. But we have been firing up the smoker. The wife seems to not
summer season, boy.
understand the smoker, and I got to come rescue her a lot and clean it out and get the pellets. And then she likes to blow it up and start it on fire. Yes, Traeger uses pellets,
like
but
lamb pellets and Ted Lasso.
We've done some pork and some hot dogs, and just it's grilling season again.
Have you ever smoked a pizza, Bacon? Someone at my work did that. They smoked a whole pizza, and I was like, I didn't even know that was possible.
Disgusting.
No, you can do anything on a Traeger, guys. Make desserts on it.
I don't even know what a Traeger is.
The most versatile
I don't care.
pocket knife.
Speaking of pizza, Bacon, I had this is a weird one for me as far as the best food I had this week. I had Jets pizza.
Okay.
And just muted myself. Some people really like the Jets pizza. Every time I've had it, I'm like, it's fine. It's very doughy, square, a lot of dough, pan pizza, right, Bacon?
Yeah.
And it's fine. I had the barbecue chicken, but for some reason they put pineapple on it. You don't put pineapple on pizza.
Nope.
That's
I love
disgusting.
Pizza. They're disgusting.
And
the dessert.
It's terrible. Anyway, so I had some slices. So Allie's family's in town. We went over to my sister-in-law's house. I had a nice evening. It was one of those 78, 80-degree days. We got teased, you guys, with nice weather, and it's supposed to be raining cold the next few days. Awesome. And it was a nice evening. Allie made some brownies, had some brownies. The cinnamon sticks, great meal, right? I was feeling good. Then I got home. Guys, I had one of the most horrendous acidic hot caca diarrhea explosions. Like explosion. Like Like it was just out of nowhere. I was feeling great. It was terrible, and I'm still feeling it. This was a couple days ago. Allie, I don't know if I should admit to this. Another funny story. I this morning I woke up, still had issues, right? Did my business before I left for work, took a shower, put on the fan, closed the door. She told me when I came from work, she's like, I had to open the window in our bedroom because it still stunk in there hours later. And I was like, oh, I thought you were just letting air in, because I noticed the window in our window in our bedroom was open. I was like, she must be airing out the house, letting the spring breeze in. No, apparently
I mean, she was airing out the house
yeah,
for safety
because so I feel
For our own
terrible.
safety.
Jet's Pizza was good, but not good at the same time. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Allie. She made us good old hot dogs and some macaroni and cheese, and you can't go wrong with
All
it.
American right
Delicious.
there.
All American meal. Oh, the sweet Southern Heat barbecue chips that I ordered on Walmart because I can't find them at the store anymore got shipped to me along with some Easter gifts.
I hope they're peeps, so you have just an abundance of them.
Oh, by the way, shout out. I'm gonna be eating these later. So that has been the best food I had this week.
What was I going to say about Jets? I like Jets. It's overpriced for me, though. If it was cheaper, I would feel better about when
Completely
I eat it.
agree.
It's crazy
Overpriced.
expensive.
Garlic knot's way better and not as expensive. Garlic knot all the way. Or even whatchamacallit, Perry's.
Oh yeah,
Perry's
Perry's good. Perry's is very underrated. Love it. So it was a great week. It was like Easter week, so like very Catholic family. Like had brunch with my in-laws, had Easter dinner with my family. It was solid, right? I don't eat like that like crazy anymore. Where we're just like stuffing ourselves. So solid. Really appreciate what my parents did and what my in-laws did. But the best food that I like really enjoyed, getting back to some good old favorites. Speaking of our count here, yesterday. It was testing day, and it was just a very busy day, and it was crazy. Like I went over to my buddy Zach Morris, Dan knows Zach, and so actually Bacon does too. And I was like, "Hey, dude, you want to get some Popeyes today?" He was like, "I'm in." And our secretary Pam, she's a huge Popeyes fan. She's like Southern family, so like it was kind of just starting as the three of us, and then like people got wind of it, and before you knew it, we ordered Popeyes for literally like 12 people in our office. So like I went to the Popeyes, I ordered on the app, and I go to that thing, and the girl's like, "Are you the one with the big order? This is the biggest order I've ever seen." And she was like excited, pulling the bags down from him, and of course they screwed up the order. So like I got to school, we gave out all the food, and I had to go back for 2 3-piece tenders, but it was very good. Everybody was very grateful, which is awesome. And then also today, Zach Morris got Chipotle for me for lunch, which I really appreciate, which was delightful. Got the barbacoa burrito, which was awesome. And I get to add to the burrito count because one of my teachers.
Oh my gosh.
Got
Incredible.
A breakfast burrito as a thank you. I've been helping her at school with some stuff, and she's a great teacher anyway. She's our yearbook sponsor. So she bought me a burrito today. So, dude, I've just been eating like a king. I'm also probably like up 3 or 4 pounds just from the last couple of days, but it's been really, really delightful. So I'm going to update those numbers for next week, but we get to add to the count.
Add to the count. Shout out to Deja Vu fiance on the way home, picking up some Sonic. Pretty dang
I love some Sonic, bud.
Yeah, heck
Texas
yeah, Sonic
toast?
cheeseburger, incredible. And didn't get one of the breakfast
Coney
burritos
dog.
as well. Yeah, I get the dogs as well. I did want to say I completely forgot. But Jose reminded me about Easter Sunday. I did want to shout out Allie and I got to have an incredible date night in the Springs. This is actually the best food I had this week. We went to Phantom Canyon Brewery. Shout out to Phantom Canyon Brewery out in the Springs. Shout out to Snelling. That's where he got married as well. I got a Japanese pancake bacon, and it was a pancake, but with like some fried chicken on top of it and random ingredients. I know it sounds weird. It was delicious. Then got a patty melt in addition to that because I was feeling it. I was hungry, hadn't eaten all day, saved up. Never had a patty melt before. Saw it on Mad Men. Love the patty melt. I need to make that a standard. For those of you who don't know, patty melt is like a cheeseburger, hamburger meat with onions on it in between like caramel, or it's like
caramelized onions with cheese with like bread basically instead of a bun.
Incredible. Also was drinking mad drinks. I had an old fashioned, incredible there, and then had like 4 dark and stormies. I was on like the perfect drinking level, Bacon. As we head into Third Eye Blind, get to the Symphony Hall, sold out show. I don't know how they do it, Bacon. And I get Allie she had been drinking too. She'd been drinking I had an espresso martini for the first time. Incredible, Jose. I don't know if you've had one of those.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So good, bud. But dangerous.
Oh, exactly. so dangerous, so good. Allie was drunk. She's like, I want a double margarita when we pull up into the venue. And then she's like, I got drunk on that double margarita. She's like, I was drunk during the show, and I had just a classic Modelo for me, and I was in the perfect zone. An amazing show, Bacon. Gosh, I wish you could have been there. It was hands down the best performance I've seen them live, besides their 10-year anniversary show, which was in San Francisco with like the Die Hard at the Fillmore, San Francisco. So I got to say, incredible show, but the best food. Back to food. Besides all that, Allie makes these incredible ham and cheese sliders. And we had that on Easter Sunday with her family, with her patented family, like cheesy mashed potatoes, like little cube potatoes. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely delicious. So shout out to Allie. I had such a great weekend. Shout out to my sister, Sarah, and my dad for watching the kids and allowing us to have a date night. Incredible weekend for us, you guys, and food. I can't believe I forgot that. So shout out to everyone for that one. Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 102. My name is DaddyDWALLY. You can follow me at DaddyDWALLY across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat across all social media. Jose, where can people write in if they want to ask us a question, which I haven't checked in a long time?
You can write it at the Nerd Chat Podcast at gmail.com. Or if you want a faster response, reach out to us on Twitter or social media, all that stuff. We're definitely on those Twitter streets as a little gang of three.
Where can people find you, Jose?
You can find me at Chipotle_Bear on Twitter. You can, if you want to see a little bit more about life, you can check out Chipotle Bear on Instagram and Twitch if I ever get back there. But just appreciate everyone that's tuning in. We had our views are getting bigger every week, growing steadily. So I'm really grateful for everyone out there that just wants to join us again. We're just friends that like to do this, man, for fun. And so it's nice to see that people are recognizing that. So always feel free to send us your stories about food and old games and that kind of stuff. Again, we're all about gaming, food, and of course, the good old days.
The good old days. Bacon, where can people find you?
You can find me at XBacon Gaming on all your socials, not on Facebook because I don't do Facebook anymore. But again, thanks everyone for taking time to watch. All my boys in the chat, all their chat interaction, my great wife. Thank you. If you guys like us, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Zava out.
As always, you 30 FPS console warriors, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
See you online, PC Master Race.
I have 8 weeks to turn you gaggle of maggots into a well-disciplined cadet unit. From this day forward, your sorry asses belong to me. You will not eat, sleep, drink, blow your nose, or even dig in your butts without my say-so. Know this. Killing is my business, ladies, and business is good.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast, is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at DaddyDWALLY across all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. The intern to the assistant to the co-hosts is Jason Jarrett, and you can follow him at XBaconGaming. You can also follow the show at the Nerd Chat across all social media. And if you'd like to find out more about the show, visit